Hello, my dear friends. Are you all snuggled in and ready for a story? Wonderful. Let's take a big, deep breath together. In and out. Good. Now, let's imagine we are diving deep, deep, deep down into a beautiful, sparkling sea. Can you feel the cool, gentle water all around you? The water is a brilliant, shining blue, and little sunbeams dance and wiggle down from the surface like tiny golden fish, all the way down to the soft, sandy floor. This is where our story begins. Now, in this magical sea, there live all sorts of wonderful creatures. We have shimmering fish that swim in rainbow schools, and gentle sea turtles that drift by like wise old kings. But today, we're going to meet a very, very special octopus. You see, most octopuses are a little bit shy. They just love to hide. They'll squeeze themselves into cozy little caves in the bright pink and orange coral, or, poof, they can change their color in the blink of an eye to look just like a bumpy old rock, staying quiet and still so no one will ever spot them. But not our octopus. Oh no, he is very, very different. His name is Duoshou, and his favorite thing in the whole wide ocean is to be a lifeguard. Isn't that just the coolest job? Every single morning when the sun first peeks over the waves and makes the water glitter like a million diamonds, he puts on his bright, shiny red swimming cap. He makes sure it's on just right, and he gets ready to be the best, most amazing lifeguard in the entire sea. He doesn't want to hide at all. He wants everyone to see him and know that he's there to keep them safe. And Duoshou has something that makes him extra special for the job. He has 8 long, strong, wonderful arms. Let's count them together, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, 8 amazing arms. And Duoshou was so proud of every single one. He would look at them and think, these are the strongest, most helpful arms in the entire ocean. Every day, you could see Duoshou patrolling the beach. He would puff out his chest and walk with a little swagger, his 8 arms swaying gently in the water behind him. He really, truly believed he was the greatest lifeguard in the entire ocean, and he wanted to make sure everyone was safe under his watch. The little crabs would stop their scuttling to watch him pass, and the seahorses would nod their heads as if to say, "There goes our hero." Well, one day, a tiny little fish swam up to him, its eyes as wide as buttons with gratitude. "Duoshou, oh, thank you so much. You are so brave." Duoshou puffed out his chest even bigger, feeling warm all over. He replied in a loud, proud voice so everyone could hear, "Of course, no problem at all. Serving everyone is my mission." Oh, he just loved being called a hero. It made him feel as big and important as a great blue whale. But then, one afternoon, as Duoshou was proudly patrolling his beach, something made him stop. The whole ocean seemed to go quiet for just a moment. He tilted his head, and he lifted one of his long, curious arms right up to his ear. "Shh! Let's all be very quiet and listen carefully, just like Duoshou did. Do you hear that? What is that sound?" From far, far away, carried on the gentle ocean current, was a tiny, wobbly little voice. It was so quiet, it was almost like a whisper in the water. It sounded like, "Help, help." Duoshou's big, round eyes flew wide open. He knew that sound. That was the sound of someone in big trouble. He immediately started swimming towards the sound, his strong arms pushing him through the water faster than ever. And what he saw made his lifeguard heart skip a beat. Oh my goodness, a tiny baby whale with the sweetest little face had wandered too close to a giant swirling whirlpool. The water was spinning like a wild merry-go-round, growling and churning, going faster and faster and faster. It had grabbed the poor baby whale and was pulling it right into the middle. The little whale was so scared, and no matter how hard it wiggled its tail, it just kept spinning and couldn't swim out. Duoshou didn't even stop to think, not for 1 second. He saw the danger, and his lifeguard instincts took over completely. In his mind, all he could think was, "Don't be afraid, little whale, I'm coming." He coiled his body like a spring and prepared to launch himself forward. All of his focus was on one thing, getting there as fast as he possibly could. Whoosh! He shot through the water like a rocket. He was so fast, the water parted around him in a big V. He stretched out all 8 of his strong arms, ready to grab that baby whale and pull it to safety with all his mighty strength. He was going to be the fastest, strongest hero the sea had ever seen. He reached the baby whale in a flash and wrapped all 8 arms around it at once. He had it! He had saved the day! Or had he? Something was wrong. Something was very, very wrong. The baby whale wasn't wiggling with joy like he expected. It was struggling even more than before. The baby whale wasn't celebrating at all. It was twisting and turning, and it let out a tiny, pained whisper. I can't breathe. You see, Duoshou had been so focused on being fast and strong that he had forgotten something very important. His 8 arms, as strong as thick ropes, were wrapped around the little whale so tightly it couldn't take a breath. When Duoshou heard those tiny, scared words, he froze. His heart started beating so fast it felt like a drum inside his chest. Thump, thump, thump. Goodness, what had he done? He was trying to be a hero, but his speed and his strength had accidentally made things even more dangerous for the little whale. He felt a terrible, heavy knot of worry in his tummy. But that panic quickly turned into action. "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," he said in a rushed, worried voice. "I forgot to be gentle." He immediately, but very carefully this time, loosened his grip, letting his arms relax and become soft so the baby whale could finally take a big, deep gulp of water. Duoshou just floated there for a moment, his arms now soft and gentle in the water. He watched the baby whale take a big, shaky breath. He stayed very quiet, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't think about being a big, strong hero. He just thought. He thought about how fast he was. He thought about how strong his arms were. And as he looked at the sweet, scared little whale, he understood something new, something deep and very important. He realized that real courage, the kind of courage that truly helped someone, wasn't just about being the fastest or the strongest. No, he understood now that the most important part of saving someone was being gentle and being steady. You had to be calm and careful. That was the real secret to being a hero. With this new thought buzzing in his head, a wonderful, brilliant idea began to form. It was a clever plan, a gentle plan. He looked at his 8 arms, not as powerful ropes anymore, but as something else entirely. What do you think he was thinking? He was going to try something he had never, ever done before. Now watch this, it's amazing. First, he took 2 of his arms and gently, carefully curved them up and up and up until they formed the perfect shape of a little boat. How clever is that? Then, he put his other 6 arms into the water, and they weren't strong ropes anymore. They became 6 soft, gentle oars, and he began to move them slowly and rhythmically, swoosh, swoosh, rowing through the water with a calm, steady beat. He carefully maneuvered his new octopus boat right next to the baby whale. He gently scooped the little whale up and placed it inside the cradle of his arms. The baby whale was safe. It was lying in the softest, safest, and comfiest little boat in the entire ocean. It felt so secure and warm, and it could feel Duoshou's calm and steady heartbeat right underneath it. Slowly, steadily, Duoshou rowed his precious cargo away from the scary, spinning whirlpool and back towards the calm, peaceful waters of the shore. The baby whale was so happy, it finally let out a joyful little smile. It looked up at Duoshou and said, "Thank you, Duoshou. Your boat is so comfy. You are a gentle and brave lifeguard." From that day on, everything changed for Duoshou. He was still the strongest lifeguard on the beach, of course, but now he had a secret weapon: his gentleness. He learned a very important lesson that day, and it made him the most popular and the most gentle lifeguard in the whole sea. He still wore his shiny red cap with pride, but now his pride came from being kind, not just from being strong. So what was the big secret that Duoshou learned? Well, he learned that being a real hero isn't just about being fast like a rocket. It's about knowing when to be fast and knowing when it's much, much more important to be slow and steady, like a little boat on a calm sea. And most of all, it's about using your strength not just to be powerful, but to be kind and patient. It's about having a gentle heart. And that is the story of Duoshou, the gentle octopus lifeguard. Now I have a little question for you to think about before you drift off to sleep. The next time one of your friends needs help, maybe they've fallen down or feeling a little bit sad, how can you be like Duoshou? How can you use your strength to help them in a gentle and caring way? That's something wonderful to think about. Good night, my little heroes. Sleep well.